Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting for the Board of Education School District of the City of Harper Woods. We did have a dual meeting for those watching, so this meeting's starting at 8:40 p.m. because we did have a workshop meeting, 8:20 p.m. We did have a workshop meeting right before this that did last a long time, so now we're starting the regular meeting. So I need everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Number 3, roll call, establishment of a quorum. All board members, all 7 board members are present. Number 4, acceptance of meeting agenda. Can I have a motion?
Motion. Support.
Okay, I see a change to the meeting agenda, though. I believe we should delete 9.4, attendance protocols and procedures.
Yes.
Okay.
Motion.
9.4. Oh,
Okay, I heard the motion and support. And this is
Support.
with the deletion, 9.4. May we have the vote?
Yes. Tanisha Yancey.
Yes.
Kelly Morrison.
Yes.
Angela Fenderson, yes. Tabitha Mahone.
Yes.
Tiana Spencer.
Yes.
Joan Menino.
yes.
And Regina Williams.
Yes. Motion passes 7-0. Number 5 is approval of consent agenda. I need a motion.
Motion. Support.
Roll call vote.
Joan Menino.
Yes.
Tiana Spencer.
Yes.
Tabitha Mahone. Yes. Angela Fenderson, yes. Kelly Morrison.
Yes.
And Tanisha Yancey, sorry.
Yes.
And Regina Williams.
Yes. So motion approves 7-0. Consent agenda included 5.1 minutes from previous meeting, 5.1.1 workshop regular meeting of July 18, 2017. Also the expenditure report for May 1st through May 31st, 2017. And personnel matters included the resignation and retirements of Joe Hardy at ATS, Randall Nelson from ATS, Samantha Leslie from ATS, Mary Bewley from ATS, Jardea Fuqua from Tyrone, Jessica Umberger from the choir director of secondary. And we have some new hires also, which I hear are in the audience, so when I call your name, you can stand up, let us know who you are. Kiara Whitlow for Beacon, Coran Whitaker for Beacon, Okima Williams for Beacon, Miller Robertson, secondary campus, Kiani Bates, Melvin Conway. Hello, Melvin, welcome. Quincy Stewart. Okay, welcome. And Benjamin Cronin. Okay, so these are our new hires. So now we have both a band director and a choir director, people.
Okay, welcome.
Finally.
We have the board office clerical support as well.
Yep, sure do.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And 6 is correspondence. Madam Secretary.
No, all correspondence have been forwarded to all board members.
Okay. 7, district recognition. 7.1, district recognitions, Brian Corbett, Director of the Year for Chartwells.
All right, so those of you that have been around know that Chartwells, our food service provider, have been great partners for the students in the District of Harper Woods. They continually do a wonderful job of feeding our students and reinvesting into the district. We've a variety of projects from kitchen upgrades at the elementaries to I'm not sure how long that list is. But it really comes down to one individual in particular, Brian Corbett, who's our food service director here in Harper Woods. He was recognized by Chartwells as their district director of the year this year. And I believe there's 39 districts in the state of Michigan. It's 39 or 40 that have food service directors. And so out of those 39, 40, he was selected this year as food service director of the year. We did kind of intend for him to be here so we could congratulate him in person. But if you would, let's just congratulate him right now because he's done a great job. He and Chartwells really have been a great partner for Harper Woods.
Absolutely.
Okay, 8 is public participation for the action items. Any public participation? Okay, so 9, action items. 9.1, approval of superintendent contract. This is on page 33. And we talked earlier about the superintendent contract in our workshop meeting. So now we're going to vote on it unless we have any further questions. So the motion reads, I need a motion?
Motion.
Support.
Okay, the motion reads that the Board of Education approves the attached superintendent's contract for the period of July 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2019. Are there any questions?
I have a question. It was July 1st? Wouldn't it have been August 1st?
He started.
The superintendent's contract starts on July 1st.
Even if it's through you wasn't here. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, so I heard the motion and support, so time to vote.
Tanisha Yancey,
Yes.
Kelly Morrison,
Yes?
Angela Fenderson, yes. Tabitha Mahone,
Yes.
Tiana Spencer,
Yes.
John Menino,
Yes.
Regina Williams.
Yes. Motion passes 7-0. Congratulations. 9.2 curriculum update. So we're on 9.2.1 curriculum director assignment. So that would be Mr. McGee, if you'd like to review for the people at home.
So, in terms of the curriculum update, and I'm going to be brief with that, through the implementation of the MyExcel Blueprint, to further invest in closing the achievement gap of Harper Woods, investing in instruction and students, and implementing the early childhood through 14 educational model, as well as strengthening the graduation rate. I truly advocate for this model that I had an opportunity to participate with in Lansing and having thorough conversations with my building level leadership. Thank you.
Okay. So the recommended motion reads that the Board of Education approves the creation of a new assignment position, curriculum director.
Motion?
Support.
Okay, are there any questions?
No.
Okay, then maybe we have to vote.
Yes. Tabitha? Yes. John?
Yes.
Tiana?
Yes.
Tanisha?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Angela? Yes. And Regina.
Yes. Motion passes 7-0. 9.2.2, CT new programs position. Mr. McGee?
For the CTE programs that we're advocating from 6 through 12, that we're offering college-ready, career-ready, and entrepreneurship prepared for our students, that they have an opportunity to choose careers that are ranked within the state of Michigan, but will also allow them to become positive entities of society. When they graduate from Harper Woods, they will leave with a rigorous high school diploma as well as a CTE certification, and for further discussion, an associate's degree.
I have a motion.
Motion?
Support.
Okay. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approves the creation of a new CTE program for the Harperwood School District and possible associate positions. Are there any further questions? Okay, can we have the vote?
Angela Fenderson, yes. John?
Yes.
Tiana?
Yes.
Tabitha?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes?
Tanisha?
Yes.
and Regina.
Yes, motion approved, 7-0. And for the TV audience, we discussed all of this at the workshop meeting right before this. That's why now we're really just going through the motion and voting on it. And you are always invited to our workshop meetings and to our regular school board meetings. So now we're at 9.3, AC bid recommendations, and this is page 36. Would that be you?
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking for it, my book kind of fell apart. So the community will be reminded that Wayne County passed an enhancement millage, and Harper Woods is one of the districts that receives funding back from Wayne County to use for a variety of purposes in the district. Back in early spring of last school year, one of the projects that the board had expressed interest in was air conditioning for our elementary schools. So back in the early spring, we got some preliminary bids, top of the line, far, reaching air conditioning, bids over $2 million. So we came back and sat down with a contracting consulting firm and got a much more reasonable and appropriate bid for the project. So that is the bid that we are recommending to the board. It's a $507,000 project, which will provide the appropriate amount of air conditioning in those buildings on those days when the temperature gets a little bit too high. So the recommendation is the bid that's in the packet. Mr. Gilbert was here to speak to the details of the project with the board during the workshop, and at this point, it's your decision to support or not.
Okay, the recommended motion reads that the Board of Education approves the air conditioning project recommendation for Beacon and Tyrone Elementary.
Motion. Support.
Okay, are there any further questions? Okay, may we have the vote?
Angela? Yes. Kelly?
Yes.
Tanisha?
Yes.
Tabitha? Yes. Tiana?
Yes.
Joan?
Yes.
And Regina.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. That brings us to Board of Education pay increase. So page 38, Ms. Morrison.
Do you want me to read the motion?
No, briefly tell the people out here what.
We did a survey of the Board of Education in the surrounding areas and found that we were on the low spectrum. And as far as I could go back, the Board of Education has not received a pay increase. So I recommend that we have an increase of $35 a meeting, from $35 a meeting to $50 a meeting.
Okay, so the recommended motion of the Board of Education approves the increase of board pay for each meeting as determined by the Board of Education, $50 per meeting. May I have a motion?
Motion. Support.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, vote.
Joan?
I hate to vote on a pay increase. Can I not vote?
You can
No.
if you want, you can
Can
abstain. You can abstain if you choose to.
Okay, I'd like to abstain.
Okay.
Tiana?
Yes.
Angela? Yes. Tabitha? Yes. Kelly?
Yes?
Tanisha?
Yes.
Regina.
Yes. Motion passes 6-1.
One.
Abstain. So motion passes.
Thank you.
That brings us to 10, which are our board items, subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports? Okay, seeing none. 11, report of the superintendent.
So I will start and then turn it over to the superintendent. So this is the report of the assistant superintendent at this point. I am excited and optimistic about the future of Harper Woods schools. I haven't felt this kind of optimism in a long time. Mr. McGee brings a focus on the educational side, the academics, that what we're doing for the students on that side, that I think many will find refreshing. I certainly have. Interactions with them, the kids are first. It's so evident that the kids are first. So with that, I'm not a big speech maker. I am excited that he's here. I know he's going to do great things for the district, and I will turn it over to our new superintendent, Mr. Stephen McGee.
Learning this process, I'm advocating for an educational model that focuses on early childhood through 14, elementary career foundations, where students will become familiar with the ethos. And when I'm saying that, how does becoming a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a preacher, an architect, or engineer, or going off into construction or skills work affect their students, affect their relationship with their peers, their household, their family, and their neighborhoods. Middle school career exploration, students will focus on college ready, career ready, entrepreneurship prepared, and focusing on 2 careers, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Moving to high school, the next education, where students will graduate with a rigorous high school diploma, career pathway certification, as well as an associate's degree. That's why it's imperative that we implement this My Excel Blueprint, its systems and its drivers and its measures, so we can quantify as well as qualify the process that our students will be graduating and going off into a global society. In addition to that, I would like to introduce my immediate family. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
My son, Malik. My youngest, Malachi. Is he up? Right. My wife, Marla. My mom is in the back there, Carrie McGee. My dad, educator at Detroit Public Schools for 38 years. My man. Mr. Pitts, a colleague, my Aunt Dorothy, my cousin Nishi, and her husband Frank, and everyone. Hey, Andre, I am very family oriented. We made a phone call and they showed up, and I want for our children of Harper Woods what I want from our own children. That's why they're here. Okay, thank you.
Okay, next is 12, public participation. Any public? Okay, you can step up to the mic, please.
George McMullen, 1382 Hollywood, Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. The obvious. Godspeed and all the best to new Superintendent McGee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more public participation? Young man, is your hand raised?
You want to say something?
You want to say something?
Come on. No?
You good, Malachi? All right.
He looks like he wants to.
Yeah, it's in his blood.
Okay, so we're going to move on to 13, which is matters of interest to board members.
Okay, I promise I'll be fast. So like every year, I'm walking in the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital walk on September 23rd, and if you're interested in donating, I'd be more than happy to email you. Just let me know.
Anything else?
Should I mention the fall book sale again? September 22nd, Friday, and September 23rd, Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m. Yes, you certainly can.
Come on up.
And this is Malachi, and it's great to meet you, and we're glad to have your dad.
Anybody else?
Yes, I attended the school fair, which was on the second,
The Target night?
The Target night, yes, the Target night, and it was a big, huge success, and I want to thank everyone that came out to the Target success. I did see a couple of board members and the community came out, and we had a lot of, we had the customs came out with the helicopter and other entities that came out, and it was a huge success, so it was really nice. A lot of students came out as well. Thank you, community, for coming out.
Okay. Anything else from the board members? Okay, I have two. One, I went to that and was here out in the out at the park. I love the helicopter, because they let you actually get into the helicopter, sit in the helicopter, and that was really, really cool. Also, my other thing is that when I walked into the building today for this meeting, I saw the flag hanging outside. It's a little tattered, you know. I was wondering if it's possible to just purchase a new flag.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Generally, the AMVets takes care of it, so maybe we ought to contact the AMVets.
Okay. The one that's right at the door, our front door? Not the AMVets one, not the one near the park.
You're not talking down by the flag?
Right in front of the door here.
Yeah. We'll take care of it.
Okay.
Try through the AMVets, because either they'll pay for it or they'll get us a better price.
Okay. And that is all that I had. Anybody else? Okay. So with that, we're going to close this meeting, and then we're going to go into a closed session. So I need to have a vote in order. Closed session pursuant to Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act regarding personnel matters.
Motion. Support.
Okay, vote to go into closed session?
Tanisha?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Angela, yes. Joan?
Yes.
Tiana? Yes. Tabitha? Yes. And Regina?
Yes, 7-0, so we are adjourned for this, we're going to closed session.